Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be this 10-minute effortless makeup tutorial using no foundation. I don't wear foundation every single day because I talk about it in my adult acne video that like foundation, no matter what kind of foundation it is, it typically breaks me out. So I try to avoid it on a daily basis. So I found this makeup routine that works for me, and it's just such a beautiful, fresh, effortless look that I love to do. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And the question of the week is, do you wear makeup every single day? And if so, do you use foundation every single day? All right, let's get into it. I hope you enjoy. I got my tea here. We're gonna get started. So I just sat down to film this, second time filming it by the way. You probably saw this in the last video. We were having an off filming day one day and forgot to like plug in the mic, and I filmed 2 videos. This was one of them. So anyway, I'm filming it again because it's one of my favorite looks, and you can do this every day for work, school, running errands. It's just so easy. But anyway, as I sat down to film this, I looked at my DMs and I got this really cute message or DM from Cleopatra on Instagram, and she was saying how she misses my favorites videos, and that's how she used to shop for makeup and beauty products, and she hopes that I can bring those back. And I'm so happy that I got this DM because I was trying to figure out what to film for next week, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a favorites video. So thank you guys. I'm going to start with my primer, and I'm going to go in with the Dr. Brandt Pores No More. I know that I've been using this for quite a while now, but it's still one of my favorites to mattify and like fill in the larger pores. So I just kind of apply this either with my fingers or with a brush and really get it in there. So I put the products around here and also where I have scars and texture that I want to fill in. So moving on to my concealer, since there's no foundation involved in this video, I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is the Giorgio Armani concealer in 6.5. It's so good. Wow. If you guys are looking for a designer high-end concealer, I would highly recommend this. This has such an interesting formula. It's a little bit moussey, which is what I like about it. And as you guys can see, I didn't go in with a lighter concealer. I chose a concealer that's pretty much my skin color. So this would be technically a foundation shade that I would use. But the reason why I do that and not go in with a lighter concealer is because you don't want it to look white under your eyes if you don't have foundation everywhere else to kind of like balance the colors. So definitely pick a foundation, or I'm sorry, a concealer that's going to be your same exact skin color, or basically match it to your foundation shade. So I'm using a small brush. This is a Dose of Colors setting powder brush, but I love this for concealer or even just like my foundation sometimes. It's so nice. So the way you apply the concealer also matters on how natural it's gonna look. So you wanna press it and then kind of like buff it up. So now I'm just going to go back and pinpoint conceal. So I see some redness, some scarring around there. So that's what I'm going to do. So now I'm just going to use a powder and set everything in place. And I'm using the same brush. And you can use any setting powder. I'm using a loose powder because it's a little bit more natural. So I just set all the areas that I put the concealer on. Okay, now I'm going to move on to my bronzer. So whenever I have a little bit more time, like 10 minutes, I will go in with a cream bronzer instead of a powder bronzer. If I have like 3 minutes, then I'm going in with a powder bronzer because it's a little bit easier. But today, obviously, we have 10 minutes. So let's just go in with a cream bronzer. And this is the Milk bronzer. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab some product with my brush. And then I'm just going to apply this directly on the hollows of my cheeks and kind of buff it in. And then I'm also going to apply this on my jawline. See, already this side looks so much more chiseled. That's why I like to hit the bronzer right on the bone right here. So if you have a round face, or if you have a lot like a jawline that you want to chisel it down, don't go under, just go on top. So hit the product right on the bone. If you guys Google how they contour Selena Gomez, you're going to see the same exact technique. She also has more of a round face that they always try to like chisel, and I feel like they always put the product right on top of the bone right here. What a difference. Look at that. This brush is a Sigma F79 brush, in case you're wondering. I'm trying to get better at mentioning my brushes because I always get questions like, what brush did you use? My brushes are so old, by the way. I keep using the same brushes. That's why I still have Sigma brushes. I feel like everyone moved on to other brands and I'm just still stuck with, you know, all the stuff that I used to use years ago. So I'm also applying the bronzer on my forehead since I don't have any foundation on. This is really gonna give my skin a nice color and make it look sun-kissed. Oh, I also want to mention that when you are applying a cream product, and sometimes I feel like people struggle with blending it, the easiest way is when you apply it, also just kind of, again, press and buff, press and buff, press and buff, but faster. Especially when I take photos, I'm always like this because it just makes it look super elongated. And then I also like to just run it on my nose, kind of just give it some color again. And I guess this sort of contours it too. So for my highlighter, again, if I'm running late and I've got 3 minutes, I'm gonna go in with a powder highlighter. So I would normally go in with Zuma because it's just easier. You put it on, you move on. But because we have a little more time today, I'm gonna go in with a liquid highlighter, which is gonna look a little more skin-like and a lot more like natural. So this is a NARS liquid highlighter. And I'm actually gonna use the same dose brush, and I'm just gonna press it on the high points of my cheeks and then run it over my lids. For some people this is like too natural of a glow, then of course you can use a powder highlighter because it is quite natural. I'm also gonna run this kind of on the center. Since we're using all cream products today, I'm just gonna go ahead and use a cream blush as well. This is by Kaja and it's called Saucy. And I'm just gonna apply this on the apples of my cheeks and then just blend it up. I feel like I need a little more concealer here. This is a Persona brush, by the way, and it's actually an eyeshadow brush that I love using for concealing, like pinpoint concealing, and really like when you have to get in here in the inner corners, it's just the perfect size and the perfect density. Quickly set that. Moving on to my brows, since I don't have time to play with pencils, filling in my brows, I just will use a boy brow for the most part, or sometimes even this hourglass one, which I really like. They're both really good. And I'll just basically put this all over. And this not only fills in the sparse areas, but it also brushes it up. So it kind of like does two things in one, which saves me time. So that's why I like it. So I'll just brush it up. Ooh, I got too much color on this. So as you can see, the difference is pretty intense. So I don't do too much on my eyes, but I do need a pencil, preferably a brown one and one that's gonna last all day. So I use the Persona 24-hour brown pencil, and I'm just gonna put this on the outer corners of my eyes and just kind of wing it out. And then I'll grab a small brush, or even sometimes my fingers, and just kind of drag it out. And then I'll use the same pencil on my inner rim. And I know that this took 2 seconds, but as you can see, the difference is pretty big. So I love doing this step. It just makes my eyes look, I don't know, more awake. Maybe that's what it is. And it just looks like I put a little more time and effort into my makeup, even though it took 2 seconds. And then of course, I'm gonna curl my lashes and apply some mascara. This is the Lancome mascara that I typically use. I feel like I put a lot of mascara on. On an everyday basis, I don't think I put this many layers. And then for my lips, if I have time, I will use a lip liner. If I don't have time, I'll just throw on a gloss. And I'm gonna go ahead and use toffee because I always use honey, and I don't know why I don't use as much toffee these days, but I'm gonna change that. So this is the Persona Cosmetics lip gloss in toffee. It's a really pretty everyday shade. And these are great because they have avocado oil, shea butter. It's just so good and nourishing for every day, and it feels so good on the lips. I just dropped it. It feels so good on the lips. And then like I said, if I do have time, I will use a lip liner. This one is the Pat McGrath in Contour. It's one of my favorite shades. It's so nice, and it's just like an amazing lip liner. Another one I really like is the MAC Strip Down. So this is pretty much it. This is how I do my face when I have 10 minutes. And I feel like it looks like I have a lot of makeup on. Like it looks like I've got foundation on, maybe even a little bit of eyeshadow because of the glow and the bronzer on the eyes. You just have to kind of get in the habit of doing the steps every day, and it just becomes second nature. So yeah, this is what I do, and I absolutely love it. And I feel like I get a lot of compliments when I do this type of makeup because it's so natural and effortless. So that is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you want to see next. I am going to film my favorites video since that came in today as I was filming. But if there are any other requests, leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and hit that notification bell before you go. I'm going to try to remember to say that every time I film because it definitely helps you guys see the videos that I do put out. So yeah, hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye! I also, ooh, that is loud. Let's use a boy makeup to